What's going on, everybody? Doc from Average Gamer Guys back yet again, and we're jumping into some more Rocket League news. The last couple days, this last week, have been really crazy for this game. If you aren't aware, the Spring Fever event is going on. I just want to say a huge thank you and support to the 1,000+ people that watched our video over the last couple days talking about the new Spring Fever event and the 40 crate opening. Absolutely outstanding. I mean, I sincerely really do appreciate all the support on it, all the likes, all the comments. Really enjoyed talking to all of you and just talking through that. So thank you so much if you were one of those people. If you weren't, we've got a really cool Spring Fever event and crate opening video up on the channel that you should go check out. But the purpose for this one is, again, a lot of news coming out. We got a post today on Rocket League's official page talking about the next big update in the game. This was one thing I was really hoping wasn't going to get delayed. Was kind of concerned that the Spring Fever event might actually push this off. I was completely wrong, and I'm so happy that I was. We're getting the next big update for the game on Tuesday, April 3rd on all platforms. The biggest thing that they're going to talk about inside of it is the new Tournaments beta, which, if you aren't familiar, they did a test run of that on Steam just this last month. We got some good feedback. They did it for, I think, just about a week. And that's coming to all platforms again on April 3rd. But inside of this post, they also talked about a bunch of other stuff, quality of life stuff that they've kind of said was coming as part of the roadmap. But also a few other things that I know we didn't know about. So what we're going to do in this video, as we always do, we're going to jump right into it. I'm going to talk about the tournaments a little bit, some of the cool stuff inside of there, and then more importantly, some of the other stuff outside that's going to be in this update that we haven't heard about. So tournaments, I'm going to share a couple clips. They actually got a really cool video, kind of corny at parts, but does a really good job of talking through the tournaments and just kind of giving a breakdown of how you can set them up, all the different stuff you can do inside of them. It's a really neat video. Check it down in the link below. It'll take you to the actual post, and the video is right up at top. Just watch it. It's quick. It's only a couple minutes. And like I said, it gives a good rundown. The coolest thing that I've seen inside of it, one, is obviously you're going to have the ability to create tournaments cross-platform for the platforms that are supported, obviously, to run your own tournaments. So you can do your own tournaments with friends. You can open them up to the public. You can do all that different kind of stuff. All of the mutators, all the different game modes, as well as all of the arenas are going to be set. And you can even go and set different requirements for rank inside of them. I saw the beta. I don't have the game on Steam. I almost got it on Steam just to be able to run the beta, but I saw a lot of great feedback from it, and they got a lot of really cool feedback from that beta that they're actually already working on implementing before the end of 2018. That's something they talk about in the post, and I think that's really neat. But the beta was really well received for this, and I think this is going to be a huge game changer just for Rocket League in general. They've really been pushing the competitive aspect. This is another great way to do it without having to get into the toxic arena of actual competitive gameplay. So you can set these up, quick tournaments. You can do real big tournaments, bracket size. They've got a bevy of different options there. So really cool. And again, the neatest part about it is it seems really seamless as you go through the tournament and participate, because they talk about how they wanted there to be a lack of menus. And a lack of waiting around as much as possible. Obviously, if games go into overtime and stuff like that's going to happen. But I thought that was really interesting. It seems very seamless. Obviously, haven't had my hands on it. But for what they show and for what I've seen, I think that's going to be the case. So really looking forward to that. Again, that's going to be the biggest thing out of this next update is tournaments are going to be live for everybody on every platform. Super excited about that. In addition to that, though, we have some other stuff. So they actually show a quick clip, and I'll try to show it here, of obviously the new ways to organize, sort, and filter your inventory. One thing they show, and I'll show the clip of, is actually, I think it's either trading or trading up. They show the ability that items stack, and you're going to be able to pick how many items you want to include. I think that's awesome. The fact that, again, for a lot of us, if you've got multiple of a bunch of items, it just takes forever to scroll through your inventory. That's going to be absolutely huge, the fact that they're stacking items on top. And I know they said this was something that was coming and that they were working on, but finally we get to see it in-game, which is really cool. I believe we'll also have the updated color palette, which is absolutely huge. So your primary colors on your cars are going to be able to be expanded. We saw that in the tournament's beta. Really looking forward to that. Equipping specific painted car bodies to orange and blue teams. We all know that was coming, and it's coming real quick, April 3rd. So if you're in the need of getting some additional car bodies instead of just white, now's the time to grab them. They talk about some additional stuff inside of that to include restrictions to chat, new updates to the ability to see like when you report somebody, when they get banned because they're being toxic essentially. So that's kind of cool, some instant feedback. They also talk about connection quality status indicators, and I'll show that on screen here in a second, but they show that, you know, they're going to be able to help you determine if you have latency lag, packet loss, things like that, just to give you a little bit more knowledge on maybe why you might be having connection issues. Now that obviously doesn't solve the back end, which is their servers aren't always the greatest, so hopefully they're working on that. But some of the additional data I think they're going to be looking at and pulling to kind of help improve that. They talk about performance, graphics settings, and things like that for the Nintendo Switch version. Obviously really good. They're also talking about how they're going to allow in-game music to be played while you're playing matches, while you're training, and essentially whenever you want it to be. It's a feature that you can turn on, which I think that's really cool. That's something that I didn't really ever think about, but if you're just playing like, I don't know, for instance, solo standard, and you want to just jam out to some of the tracks, new Monster Cat's going to be in this update as well. That's a really cool feature. I'm glad that they're bringing that in, and that's going to be really neat. In addition to all of that, as crazy as that is, and as crazy as the update is going to be by itself, they also talk about we're getting a new crate called the Triumph Crate. I'm actually going to throw a picture up on screen right now of the, I'm assuming, the new import car that they're going to have called the Samurai inside of it. They don't go into a whole lot of other details in the new crate, but you guys know with any new crate, we're getting new wheels, we're getting new boosts, we're obviously getting a new import car. I'll be curious to see if they do like new banners or anything like that. We obviously know we're going to get decals, trails, and I'm sincerely hoping we get some more mystery decals. They did a great job with the Victory Crate. Finally, we don't have a V-named crate. We get the Triumph Crate, which is really good. And I'm just hoping they'll continue their, you know, what they've done. The interesting thing is of all the updates where I thought we wouldn't get a crate, this would be one. And the fact that we're getting a new crate on top of it is pretty crazy. So that just goes to show you kind of the fact that they actually are probably pretty far ahead, that they're able to do this update as well as do the crate. And I know they probably come from different teams, but the fact that they can lump all this stuff into an update and then still have the rest of the roadmap and a lot of other stuff to do for the rest of the year is really cool. It's really, I don't want to say surprising, but it's really uplifting, I guess. It provides a lot of hope for me. I'm not using the right words here, but the fact that the game is just going to have consistent updates, they're being a lot more transparent on when the stuff is coming out, what they're going to provide in it. Again, we'll find more about the crate when they talk about their patch notes and more specific stuff inside of it. When they actually release their patch notes, they said later in the month. But again, we know April 3rd, we're going to be getting this update, and that's going to be huge. I'm super excited for it. Again, I'm super excited for the tournaments. Obviously, I'm stoked for all the organization stuff with the inventory. I'm stoked for the color palette, the cars, and a lot of just the other little stuff. It'll be interesting to see what else they're able to do and kind of put out through the game. But overall, I think this next update is going to be absolutely huge, and I think it's the one thing that the game needs. Now, I hate to keep bringing this up, Psyonix, but if there's any possible way that at some point between now and then, or when this comes out, if you could please do a double drop rate weekend, I would absolutely love that. I think that would be awesome for a new crate to be able to grab a couple, but obviously, to be honest with you, anytime in between that, I'd be totally cool with it too, so I can use some of the keys that I have. But now's a good chance. If you are like me, you like to stock up on keys beforehand, go out, grab your keys if you're hoping to open some of these new crates. That way you don't have to have the stuff on lock. You got about 2 weeks, a little over 2 weeks until the update comes out. So super excited. As always, we're going to bring as much information as we can. We've really enjoyed doing these videos, really enjoyed reaching out to you guys. I'm really curious what you guys think of both the tournaments after you watch the video, the tournaments video, and what you think about this update coming up, and then what you think about the new crate. Like I said, I was really surprised to hear we're going to get a new crate because I would just think we just got the Victory Crate. We're getting the Spring Fever event. I'm not saying we're getting crates too quickly because I think they've been paced out pretty good. But the Spring Fever and this Triumph crate are, I guess, going to kind of pretty much overlap. It's a great way, though, because the hype kind of continues for the items, and people love collecting the items in these crates. I personally do. I love having the new crates. I love having the new items. I love being able to open them up and trade the stuff. So I'm excited for it. I was just surprised to see that they were going to be bringing that out with this update, and I'm curious to see what your guys' feedback again. I think the Victory Crate did really well. The black market decals, although not everybody liked every single one that was inside of them, the 3-to-1 ratio on decals versus goal explosions, I think, was just the smartest thing they could have done. I know a lot of people weren't a huge fan of the Toon goal explosion. I personally was, but I'm okay with that ratio, 3-to-1, as long as we're putting them in there and we get some new decals, which is really what people want to collect. And want to go after, and honestly the excitement for getting those is just absolutely huge when you finally do open one up. I'm super excited for that, so really looking forward to this update. I really want to hear what you guys have to think and say about it, so please leave a comment down below. If you are new, please sincerely, the support on the last video was awesome. Please do subscribe. Again, we're going to have a lot more content. As you guys can tell, we're going to continue to be doing Rocket League. We've got some PUBG gameplay and some stuff coming up as well, and then any other new games or games that we just feel like playing, we're throwing up on the channel as well. So stay tuned. Really do appreciate all the support, and appreciate you just spending a few minutes of your day with me talking through this new update. Like I said, go check that link down below, read through it, check out that video. I think you'll probably get as hyped as I am right now after finding out all the different news. So Doc from Average Gamer, guys, thank you so very much for watching. Really do appreciate the support, and we'll catch you in the next video.